giving us the update on how the market has been performing of late from last week. And she's in studio this morning. Lena, good morning.
Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. It's a Monday on a Tuesday today. So
it's a Monday on a Tuesday.
Yes, it's a little bit confusing for us, but all the same, we're going to give you a review of how we performed last week. Last week was a shorter week, but really was a very powerful week in terms of the stock market, in terms of turnover. So just to give you a few stats, as we always do. So total turnover, which happened in our market, was 22.15 million kwacha. So a huge week. It represents an 850% surge from the previous week. So the numbers are significantly higher from last week in terms of turnover. Volume, same thing, jumped significantly to over 1,400%, a big number, to 3.91 million shares that were traded last week. Those two numbers went up very significantly, quite significantly. However, there was a dip in the number of shares that were on the number of trades rather on the market. There was a 48% drop. In other words, there were less trades which were happening. So that stood at 518 in comparison to about over 1,000 last week, about 1,000 last week. So the number of trades, not so much, and I think I would encourage everybody to jump back on it. Please participate on the market, trade, be active on the market. I think it's you who pushes the numbers up, and these are your future investments, as we keep saying. So really, the 518 shares just also tells us that though the number of trades were less, it means the value of those trades was significantly higher. And we see this because there was one particular stock in which these trades happen, and that was Zanaco. So 95% of the trades were in turnover and volume, rather, were in Zanaco. So massive, massive week for Zanaco. The all-share index, that really interesting number we always see, which just gives us a sense of the ups and downs of the market. It was up 0.28% last week, given the significant trades. And these are the numbers which moved that number up. So CEC rose by 1.1%. Standard Chartered Bank also rose by 0.5%. Zambia Breweries went up by 0.6% as well. Airtel was the only stock to record a loss from the week of trading, and they dropped by 0.9%. But overall, a good week for the market, a significant week for the market. So there's still so much opportunity on the market to trade. So I'd encourage everybody to continue trading, continue pushing in those trades. And as I said, today is a Monday on a Tuesday, so the market will be opening soon. So please make sure that you're ready to put those orders in. Also, just to note, we've always spoken about, and David, you'd note, we've always spoken about how the investor can benefit from buying shares, dividends, etc. But also, the other side of the coin, we always forget that there are people who also offer these shares to the public. There are companies who offer these shares to the public. And we talk about the big companies, the ones we always talk about, but I'd also like to specifically today talk about SMEs and SME listings. Did you know that an SME can list on our exchange and also issue shares to the public and grow and raise their capital from issuing shares to the public? A lot of the SMEs don't know about this. So I'll take the opportunity in the weeks to come sort of to break down how SMEs can come to market and can issue their shares and raise capital. So one of the key things I wanted to talk about today, and this is point number one. So if you want to keep following us week in, week out, is number one, in order to prepare yourself to list on the market or to issue your shares to the public, first thing I always tell people is and businesses, know and understand your business very well and understand your plan for your business. It becomes very difficult to talk about potential funding or raising capital if you don't have a plan as to where you want your business to be. For example, David, if me and you sit here today and we are saying, okay, I want to start a cupcake business, right? And I want to sell cupcakes. You need to know who your market is, what they're doing, where is the demand for cupcakes. But I also need to know, where do I want to be in the next 5 to 10 years? I'm sure I'd want to be a bigger entity. I would like to grow my company. So I need to know, where am I going to get the money from, right? So if I need to get smaller amounts of money, that's well and good. But if I want to raise a significant amount of long-term capital, that's where the stock market comes in. And if that's not in your plan, it becomes very tricky or becomes even harder for you to raise that capital. So think about this not just at the time where, I've grown now, let me get to the stock market. Think about it at inception. When you've got the idea in your head, I want to have a plan. I want to plan that I reach this particular point. That way, when I start today, I start planning for 10 years from now. Not planning for tomorrow, 10 years from now, that's where I want to be. So for all the businesses out there who are at inception, who are very small, or whatever phase you're at, start thinking about how I'm going to raise a bigger chunk of capital for my long-term plan. That's where the stock market comes in. That's where capital market comes in. So start thinking about that today. If you want to get in touch with us, please do so. As the LuSE, you can get in touch with us via email, info@luse.co.zm. You can contact us on our telephone lines, on our website, www.luse.co.zm. We have all the contact details. So whatever form you want to take, even our WhatsApp line, please do so, especially when it comes to SMEs and how to raise capital for your business. That's it from me. So happy, I can't say happy Monday, I can say happy trading today because it's not Monday.
Wonderful, Lina. But just to get you back to how the market has been performing, we can talk about Airtel. Why Airtel? Is it that Airtel is always going down like that?
Well, I can't specifically say why. Remember, the stock market works on investor sentiment. So what are people thinking about a particular stock? Maybe a group of investors wanted to just sell and say, maybe I can invest in something else. It's possible it's just a minor dip. It might pick up again. So you need to understand the dip from the stock in the context of the economic environment, in the context of the stock itself, in the context of how has it performed in the past. So there's so many factors. I know I can speak about them for days on end and we won't finish this segment. But essentially, there's so many factors which contribute to the ups and downs in the market. So you as an investor, continue digging, doing research, understanding the company. That's another thing we need to know. Understand the company and the sector it's in. Understand how in the past, has it gone up, down? How has it performed, right? Is this a normal thing for it to dip at this time of year? All those factors play a part.
Oh, thank you so much, Lina, for that market stock update. We are still on Millennium Kwacha Breakfast Show right here on Millennium TV, channel 95 on your Topstar. Don't forget that we're also live on Facebook. You can just head over there to comment in our comment section where you're watching us from. Now, right about now, we just dive deep into